Welcome back to the Totally Magic channel here at YouTube. Glad you can join us. Got a great little quick trick for you. This one uses, believe it or not, an absolute regular deck of cards. And I want to do something slightly different. Not with all of these cards. We'll give them a quick shuffle, but I don't really want to do the usual you take a card and I find it type of trick. What we will do is give them a quick cut along with the shuffle. I said we don't want to use the whole pack. So what I want you to do is just take the cards and deal out, say 10, say 12 cards in a pile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, that's enough. And maybe deal out another pile as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, 2 packs of cards. We don't need these ones. Now, what we're going to do is to get you to choose a card, but for a different reason. Have you ever noticed in a pack of cards that you always have 2 of each card? For example, you'll have 2 jacks, 2 red kings, 2 red aces, the siblings of each other. Yeah, and we've got some random cards that have been shuffled and cut and dealt by you. So I want you to pick either one of these, and whichever one you pick is the one we're going to choose your card from. We'll make that clear to start with. So which one would you like? This one over here. What I'm going to do is to deal cards face up onto the table so you can see all the cards, and I want you to call stop at any point, at which case we'll then take the card you haven't seen and that will be your chosen card. Seem fair? Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to deal the cards face up. Just call stop at any point you like. Stop there. Yeah. We deal the card that we haven't seen there, but you did have a choice of all these other cards here. Yeah. You see, this is amazing because they often talk about the spirit of cards. And you may have heard that phrase when people turn over blackjack, they say it was just in the spirit of the cards. Watch. We'll take a look at your cards. It's in a particular position. Now you could have stopped at any card. You could have had either packet. I want you to see the other cards as we do this. As I deal the cards in pairs, you can see the array of cards. We're going to eventually come to the card that you stopped at. And look at that. Your card, the 2, the black 2, the sibling of that, the other black 2, the perfect pair, appears in exactly the same position. But the amazing thing is that no other 2 cards match in pairs. They're all different. Okay, and the same here. No 2 cards pair up. It was just these 2 out of all of the cards that managed to pair up. And I guess that's what you call the spirit of the cards. So how many of you smiled when you saw that and thought, how cheeky can he be? This is one of those occasions where, as a magician, you actually get a bit of a kick out of performing this because you know how much you're pulling the wool over the spectator's eyes. You really are in this. It's simple, direct, and it's something that you can do with a regular deck of cards. There's no fake cards or anything like that. However, there is a bit of a setup. Let's go through this and just talk how cheeky the ending is. What you need are some cards. Now I use 12 cards in 2 piles. You could use 13, 14, 15, it's up to you. You can use the whole pack and deal out 2 piles. The reason I don't use the whole pack, because I've done tricks like that before where it gets a little bit tedious turning the cards over through a whole pack of cards. The spectator loses interest, so do I. So I normally pick 12 cards. But let me show you. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They can be any 12 cards. Guess what? The other 12 cards that follow match. Okay? That is the stack you're using. I've got 12 cards here. They can be any cards. So just go through and pick a random array of cards and colours. And then find the sibling of that. So the black 2, the black 2, the black ace, red queen, and so on. Before you start, I reverse one of the stacks, and then we put these together and you're all done. Now I tend to put these on top of the pack because I want to give the impression that I'm shuffling the cards. So when I start, you can quite happily spread the cards. There's nothing wrong with these. No one's going to get their magnifying glass out and study the order of the cards and say, oh, these are the same. They're not going to do that. Spread them, you can leave them on there while you talk about the spirit of the card. And gather the cards up. I then keep them face up. Again, I'm doing as much as I can just to convince them everything is normal. At this point, we haven't even started the trick. I'm going to shuffle some cards in this way. I can go up to halfway. Yeah. But as I'm shuffling, when I get to about halfway, before I get to my stack, I just say to them, I don't want to do one of those regular card tricks where you just take a card and I find it immediately. Can you notice I've stopped shuffling and I just drop these back on top? Now, I'm sure you've all got your own method of doing false shuffles, but the bottom line is you've got to keep that stack of 24 cards on top. I then tend to do a false cut like that. Now, as far as the spectators are concerned, they've seen all the cards spread, nothing hidden. They've seen you shuffle, they've seen you cut, and now you're even giving the cards to them to actually deal out. And you say, let's use some of the cards. We won't use the whole pack. Deal out, say, 10, 12, 12 cards, make it nice and even. Now they will deal out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, that'll do. And can you deal another one? And they deal another 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now at this point, you can get rid of the rest of the cards. I then casually talk about this spirit of the card again and that you're going to choose a card from there. And what I'm actually doing subconsciously is I'm not pointing this out. I'm not saying, can you note that it's a 4 of clubs and a 9 of hearts there? I'm just casually saying, have you ever noticed how cards always have a sibling? For example, you have 2 red kings, 2 black aces. And I just turn this casually while I'm talking. Again, it looks different. You're convincing them they're just a mishmash of cards. That's a good word, isn't it? Mishmash. A random array of cards. Now, they get a choice of any packet, and this is no magician's false. It really is. So do push on that to say you can pick any one of these packets, and whichever one you pick, you're going to choose a card from. So they can have any one. Let's say they pick this one. What you're going to do is tell them that you're going to deal the cards face up, but when they call stop, you'll deal the very next one face down. That will be their chosen card, sight unseen. Okay, so you start to deal them this way. You're not dealing like this. You deal them up. Now, I know some of you in the comments are going to say, what if they stop you on the second one? It doesn't make any difference. It will still work, but the effect isn't as good. I normally try to get them so they're somewhere near the middle. Okay, and you just find naturally people will do that. They're not going to hang around too long. So just deal them slowly and deliberately. And then when they call stop, you just put the card face down. I then carry on dealing a few cards to say you could have had any of these, and you can even flip these over and just drop them haphazardly on there in a shabby way. Their card is now reversed. We'll take a look at that. You say you turn this over, but then you turn this packet over. The reason you're doing this is because at the moment they match card for card. Every card is paired. You deal these down here into the middle. Now, at this point, the spectator's just looking for their card, but this is the reveal. You say, look, wow, look at that. The card that you chose, you could have chosen a card earlier on, later or after. It matches perfectly. Now, to the spectator, they're not really clocking on what's going on as a whole. They've seen that and say, wow, look at that. It's matched. Now, this is the cheeky move. All right, this is the cheeky move. I carry on with these cards and I say, look, no other two cards match, but these are that one packet. If I was going to do this properly, I should be comparing these two, but I'm doing this. I'm saying, look, no two cards match, and you can go all the way through these. All right, that's the deal on there. And then I turn to these and say, same here. There's no, the confusion of the spectator, they're not really clocking on as to what is happening here. They're just seeing that no other cards are pairing up as you do this. And it just enhances it. You put them away, move on to your next trick. It's so cheeky and right under their noses. And trust me, I know some of you say, well, someone will say, well, that's not the pile you're comparing. People are being entertained. They're not analysing your every move, not like us magicians do. This was shown to me by a friend of mine. It must be 30 years ago. It was certainly in the 80s, 1980s, that it was shown to me. And I've done this, not always, but regularly over 30 years. And everyone loves it. Keep it simple. That's what I say. Now, do you know what? The original method that I was shown was slightly different, but I didn't like it. And by the way, if you've had enough now, you can switch off and go and do something else instead. But if you want to just see an alternative way as to how I was shown this years ago, then stick with me. In this position, you've moved these. On the original, what happened was that you turn this packet face up and show them a few of the cards don't match. You can't show them all, because anyone that's done an effect like this where you've got these two cards that appear in the same position, have you ever noticed when you go through the rest of the cards, you tend to come across another pair? That's just the mathematics of the cards. You eventually get another pair because they were stacked in the first place. And it kind of takes away the magic of this. And it's the same here. What you do is you turn this over and you can go through a few of these as well that they don't match, but eventually you will. In fact, if I go there, you can see two jacks match. And I didn't like that. And when I was shown this, my friend just said, just show a few of them like this. I suppose you could do that. I leave it up to you, but I think my cheeky way, just you get away with it. It's quite simple. Anyway, that is it. Till next time, have fun and enjoy the trick.